if you're a Wayne County taxpayer, you might want to be sitting down for this. Our 7 Action News investigators have uncovered a sweetheart deal that could make one of Robert Ficano's ex-appointees a multimillionaire. And you're holding the bag. Ross Jones joins us now in studio with a story that you'll see only on 7. Ross?
Joanne, Matt Schenk is not your average retiree. He's 41, works full-time and collects a huge salary. But very soon, he's expected to start collecting an estimated $96,000 annual pension, courtesy of you.
That's like stealing taxpayers' money.
It's not robbery, but to you, it might feel that way. For years, Matt Schenk was Robert Ficano's chief of staff until he left in 2012. He took a job here at the Detroit Water and Sewerage Department where he makes $196,000 a year. He's not hurting for cash, but he's got a lot more coming his way. As soon as this August, he'll start drawing an estimated $96,000 annual county pension for the rest of his life. He'll be a millionaire.
Well, he'll be over a millionaire. He'll have much more than that.
The pension deal is part of an early retirement offer that Robert Ficano made to his appointees in 2011. Former County Auditor General Brendan Dunleavy says the deal is unforgivable, especially since the county's pension fund is only 50% funded. Ficano could have included an age restriction that would have barred appointees from collecting a pension at an early age, but chose not to.
Our pension plan's only 50% funded. They should have put an age requirement on it, as opposed to letting people draw immediately when they left the county.
He's making very good money, and to retire at 41, that's, I'm not saying criminal, but it's very bad.
Schenk said by phone that he doesn't need the cash and that he wanted to wait another 5 years before drawing a pension. But last month, he says, the retirement board told him that he needed to enroll now or lose out. He's one of the youngest appointees to take advantage of the deal, which county officials say has helped to trim employee ranks and cut costs. But Deputy County CEO Jeffrey Collins said today that the perk should have had an age restriction.
If we had to do it over again, an age requirement is something that I would recommend.
Collins says that the county has scrapped retirement deals like this going forward, which makes you wonder why they ever did it in the first place.
Did they do it because they had so many young employees working for them? Was it intended to give them a sweetheart deal?
Now, Schenk says that appointees needed 20 years of service to qualify for the perk, and he had only 14, so he had to pay $440,000 to buy the 6 years that he needed. But much of that money that he used to buy in came from his mostly county-funded 401k, and he'll make that $440,000 back in about 5 years, and then he'll make a whole lot more.
Yeah, pretty sweet deal. So is he drawing that pension yet?
He is not drawing it yet. He is in the process of applying for it. He will either start getting it next month or in August, and then it'll be a happy retirement.
He'll get that at 41 or 42?
41.
Or, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, Ross, thank you very much.
Maybe Matt Schenk didn't tell the whole story yesterday. He is the 41-year-old ex-aide to Robert Ficano who said he was forced to start drawing his $96,000 annual county pension. Today, though, he learned nobody is forcing him. Matt Schenk isn't a millionaire, but he'll soon be on his way. The 41-year-old left Robert Ficano's administration last year as his chief of staff and now draws a $194,000 a year salary at the Detroit Water and Sewerage Department. But starting this summer, as we first exposed yesterday, he's expected to make even more, pulling down an estimated $96,000 a year county pension. It's a perk that'll be worth almost $3.5 million by the time Schenk turns 76. And it's part of an early retirement deal that Robert Ficano's team offered in 2011 and had no age restriction.
Our pension fund is only 50% funded. It's more of the mess we're going to have to clean up from the years past.
Tuesday, Schenk said that he'll begin drawing his pension because he was told by retirement officials that if he doesn't start now, he'll lose out on the perk. Quote, "I'm surprised that the retirement board gave me a date that I had to submit retirement papers," he said by phone. But today, Wayne County Commission Chairman Gary Warncheck said that's not true. Writing in an email, Matt is not in the least forced to begin drawing his retirement. This afternoon, retirement officials confirmed it. In truth, Schenk was only required to transfer funds from his county defined contribution plan into a defined benefit plan and purchase the necessary 6 years of service he needed to qualify for a pension. The purchase cost him $440,000. Today, Schenk said the retirement board gave him unclear advice. My understanding was that purchasing into the plan was an application to retire, he said.
This is going to be one more of those costs that are just beyond logic. Did they do it because they had so many young employees working for them? Was it intended to give them a sweetheart deal?
Well, one of the deal's architects, says a source, was Ficano's former deputy CEO, Azam Elder. And it was Elder, the source says, who wanted there to be no age restriction. It just so happens that he stands to be the pension deal's biggest winner. He's currently suing the county to start drawing his pension, which would pay out about $146,000 a year for the rest of his life. And we were unable to reach Azam Elder for comment. Commission Chairman Gary Warnchek said he doesn't blame Schenk for taking advantage of this overly generous perk. He blames Ficano's team for giving him the chance to. I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News.
Well, it is the sweetheart pension deal the 7 Action News investigators exposed that has Wayne County Executive Bob Ficano looking for an escape route. Today, 7 Action News investigator Ross Jones caught up with Ficano to ask some very tough questions about how his former aide is poised to become a multi-millionaire.
Bob Ficano was in no mood to talk this morning, but we still had plenty of questions for him. Even though he says it's a new day in Wayne County, well, things seem to be running just as they used to. With a steel drum band playing at an event along the city's riverfront this morning, Bob Ficano faced questions for the first time about his 41-year-old former aide set to collect a huge pension for the rest of his life. But make no mistake, our questions weren't music to the CEO's ears.
What do you want, Ross?
We were here to talk about Matt Schenk, his former chief of staff, who left the county last year for a $194,000 a year job at the Detroit Water and Sewerage Department. But starting this summer, Schenk is due to start collecting even more, an estimated $96,000 annual county pension. It's part of an early retirement deal that Ficano's team created. Should Matt Schenk be drawing a $96,000 a year pension?
Ross, that's between him and the retirement board right now.
The county CEO could not get away fast enough this morning, even though the press conference he was here to attend wasn't even ready to begin. Does it make sense that a 41-year-old would draw a $96,000 a year pension, sir?
I gotta go.
The event starts in 20 minutes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta go.
No time for an interview, he said, right before making time for an interview with another reporter. You'll remember Wednesday, after 7 Action News exposed Schenk's pension deal, Ficano's deputy CEO, Jeff Collins, said the deal should have come with an age restriction.
If we had to do it over again, an age requirement is something that something I would recommend.
Why was there no age restriction?
That's the way the deal was structured. They gave it to everybody, and they had a certain amount of time and limit to it.
Jeff says he regrets that. Do you?
At this point, things are different in 2009 and 2010. Ross, that's all I really have to say on it right now.
Is Mr. Schenk being greedy?
Ross, why don't you go talk to him?
We have. I'm talking to you now. Is he
Okay,
being
go
greedy?
talk to him. Ross, I really haven't got anything else to say on it.
Off on the deal. Is it greedy?
Ross, I'm not going to say anything more, okay?
To qualify for the pension deal, Matt Schenk had to purchase 6 years of county time for $440,000. That's money he'll make back in about 5 years. I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News.